All right, and we're live. Big day in the sports world. NBA Finals. Celtics Warriors Game 6. Go Celtics, as noted. We're gonna push to a Game 7 here, and once we get back to San Francisco, we will be looking good. Jason Tatum's about to drop 40 points tonight, so you can go ahead and put money on that wherever you see fit. We're about to get into some underdog fantasy 12-person team drafts. So we got 8 more people to fill up. I got myself a nice little Culver's Mountain Dew. The finals are going to be on late tonight, and your boy he's going to get sleepy. So I need a little bit of Mountain Dew pick me up. We got 8 more people. I think I said that already. I'll drop this now. If you want to get into these drafts, I think we're going to have a puppy draft coming up here soon. I just have a feeling it's got to be dropping here any day. If not, we got Best Ball Mania up there. We got these 12-person team drafts, 3-person team drafts, 6-person team drafts, so on and so forth. A lot of places to have fun. So go ahead, sign up using the code FFX54. They will match your first deposit anywhere from $10 to $100, 100%. So you get free money to spend and have fun and practice for your office leagues. So while we're waiting for this to start up, I am going to duplicate this. I'm going to pull this up here so I can keep an eye on it. And we're going to look at this 8-hour draft that I accidentally joined a while ago. So when the puppy draft first filled up, I tried to get into a 12-person draft, and I accidentally joined an 8-hour league. And so we've been doing that in the background for a while, and I just wanted to show you guys where we were at with this. Let's see. Boom. So we are in the 6th round, and our start, we had picked 10. Pretty traditional start here. Probably the same order I would pick players. Other than this right here, I would switch Christian McCaffrey at 4, Jamar Chase at 5. But, Travis Kelce could go later, but I'm not going to talk about that too much. We went Derrick Henry at 10, which I think is pretty good value. I am high on him this year. I don't think he's going to have as crazy of a year as he started off with last year, but I do think he's going to have a very good year. So we started with Derrick Henry. We got Mark Andrews on the turn to secure that highly productive tight end 1. So we can basically count on the scores and punt tight ends for a while. Back here, after it came back to us in the 3rd round at the 34th pick, we went with DJ Moore. I really think that Baker Mayfield is going to get traded to the Panthers, and I think that Robbie Anderson will be included in that trade. So that will free up the wide receiver room for him to be productive. And I think Baker Mayfield is he's a big step up from Sam Darnold. So we went with DJ Moore, Travis Etienne to secure our running back 2. Went Lamar for the Mark Andrews stack. We're feeling good that he fell to us to the 58th pick. And then we went with Juju on the turn as our wide receiver 2. So the plan is to keep hammering wide receiver after this for a few rounds, since the other positions are pretty locked in. We might grab a running back here and there, but other than that, we're just going to start hammering some wide receivers. So that's what we're looking like here on the 8-hour draft. But enough of that. We are going to come over here. Okay, our levels are good. We're going to come over here to the 12-person 32nd round draft. And yesterday we absolutely killed our draft, and we're going to do that again here today. So I wish we could get some guesses in the chat to see where we think we're picking here. I've been picking a lot at the pick 2, and I've been picking a lot at pick 10, and I've been picking a lot at pick like 7. So we're hoping for 12. We're always hoping for 12 or 11 or 12. But obviously we'll take what we get, and we're always going to take the practice, and we're going to have fun regardless. So it's about to fill up, and we're about to get that What is it? Big reveal. About to get a big reveal here. Big reveal. But I am trying to get this in and then get some watch time on the Celtics game because we have some family up there watching it in Boston. They got tickets to the game. I was never personally a Boston Celtics fan, but my fiance's family is huge Celtics fans. That's like the only sports team they root for basically all year. So, and I'm from Baltimore, so we didn't have a basketball team, and it was very easy to start rooting for them. So, we're Celtics fans now, baby. Draft to start in. We're about to get our order, and we are picked 10. What did I say? What did I say? 2 and 10 seems to be the theme with me. I don't know. I don't know what it is about 2 and 10, but that's the picks we keep getting. So we're getting a lot of practice in those rounds. So I will say, hopefully, when the friend leagues come around, I get drafted to, or I get randomized to pick 2 or 10, because man, we have a lot of experience there now. If anyone could tell me what these shields mean, I don't know. It's got to be some sort of like accolade for winning something. So I'm gonna need one of these ASAP. I'm sure I'll get one after this year. Obviously, it is my first year, but I feel like I deserve the accolades already, to be honest with you. So we will see. Let's see. Avatars and achievements. I have the German Shepherd, but it's supposed to be a Husky. Oh wait, we probably should go back. Yeah, okay. We'll check that out after we pick. So let's get this going in a separate window. CMC goes at 3. That's been happening more and more lately. Justin Jefferson is going to go right here. Then Jamar Chase will go here. I think this is going to be a very experienced draft room, so there's not going to be a whole lot of surprises, I don't think. So we really got to have a strategy and lock it in because they're not going to make any stupid mistakes, or at least the majority of them won't. Purple Pain, we know you're going Jamar Chase. Let's hurry it up. Austin Eckler would be the option B, but we'll see what he does. Wow. Very interesting. Derrick Henry over Jamar Chase and Austin Eckler. You don't see that too often. I get the pick. I think that's a fine pick. I'm just surprised because it's just not very, very common. Austin Eckler goes, and whoever Sweet Jimmy is, he's got to be feeling good about getting Jamar Chase falling to 7. That is quite the fall. So I would be pumped about that. Let's go to our draft window and see what we're gonna do. Stephon Diggs goes. We're gonna go with Najee. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I really am pretty high on Najee. I know some people feel otherwise. There's been reports that, actually not even reports, it came straight from him that he will be getting less touches than last year, but less touches than 100% doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. And they don't have a great second option, so he's still going to get the majority of the touches. And I think the offense might be slightly better than it was last year, so that's always good. I thought about Devontae Adams there for a second, but I really do like getting it. Mike Evans at 12. Damn, you don't see that often either. Travis Kelce misses the first round. So I think we're going to get Travis Kelce or CeeDee Lamb depending on what happens here. He goes Kelce. We're going to go CeeDee Lamb. I really I'm feeling better and better about CD for a number of different reasons. A, his targets are going up, obviously because of Amari Cooper leaving and going to the Cleveland Browns. But B, I also like that Dak Prescott falls in. Where's he at? Actually, I probably should have checked this before, huh? 86, and we're at pick 87. So hopefully we get Dak Prescott falling to us in the 8th round for our second quarterback or our first. I don't know. So we'll, if that happens, we'll end up with a quarterback we're comfortable with at a really good value. But yeah, I think that the Steelers are going to have a lot better offense. So that'll give Najee Harris some more opportunities. I don't think he'll have as many check down points Last year, Ben Roethlisberger couldn't throw the ball farther than 5 yards. So that resulted in a lot of checkdowns, which I don't think you're going to see this year, but I think his efficiency will be a lot higher. I think he is a lot better this year, both size and you know he has a little bit more experience now. So I've been liking Najee. You know, I know I might, sorry. Um, yeah, I may be alone on that, but I really do like him, and I haven't really gotten a lot of CD Lamb, so we'll see if that pays off. I'll probably grab one more running back at 34 if James Conner or like Javante falls to us, which I highly doubt watching this. This is a huge run in the second round of running back. Wow. And it continues. This run of running backs here in the second round is huge. So we'll take note of that. That'll play into our decisions. We may get some value at wide receiver falling to us here that doesn't normally happen. So if that happens, we're going to go wide receiver if we get a value like that. But if not, we can try to grab James Conner. But the way this room is drafting, I don't know if he's going to make it to us. Because even if he makes it all the way to pick 33, I would have to imagine Big Arc would grab him. But this is where we just wait and see. We wait and see what the draft room gives us. I think that's the sweet spot that I've learned is you have to have a plan so you're not rushing against time and making stupid mistakes and things like that. But it has to be a loose plan because you have to be able to shift and morph to whatever the draft room gives us, and that will allow us to grab some values and build ultimately a better and higher power team. So we're gonna keep our options open. However, we will be targeting a running back if possible. I have a feeling that we may get some wide receivers that we like fall into us. So we will check out the board here in a second. Kyle Pitts even goes very early, which that's kind of rare. So being that this run happened so many picks ahead of us, it might give us time for all this to shake out, and we may not get a value that's super exciting, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Nick Chubb goes. I totally even forgot about him. Keenan Allen falls. Who did he just pick? James Conner. Yeah, okay. So yeah, no real values we're extremely excited about here. We'll go Jalen Waddle. We will go Jalen Waddle. What pick do we have next? 58 and 63. Where's that? 58 and 63. Yikes. Part of me wants to reach on our running back too. However, part of me also wants to just wait to see if someone falls because with that huge running back run that we saw early in the second round, we may get some value falling to us. However, I don't even know. This is weird. What do I want? Huh. Gabe Davis goes. I really don't know what I want right here, guys. ETN goes really early. I think our safest bet, and I think the right pick is going to be going. Oh. Yeah, I think it's going DJ Moore. I really want to like Ezekiel Elliott here at pick 39. But, I just don't feel good about it. He's been regressing for years now. He's not getting any younger. I'm just not in love with him. That could be a bad mistake because that could be a really good value for him. He could still produce RB1 numbers, and you could get some insurance with Tony Pollard later on, but I really don't know if I feel like dealing with that. I think I want to secure 3 solid wide receivers that I'm comfortable with. At this point moving forward, I'll probably be looking for running backs. If we get some good running backs falling to us in our next 2 picks, we can grab 2. But I have a feeling that won't happen because you guys know I'm not grabbing. There's never a world where I'm grabbing Antonio Gibson. So you can count him out. Elijah Mitchell, no thanks. A.J. Dillon's a drop off. So if we get J.K. and Josh, that would be great. If not, we might grab one or the other. We're just gonna wait and see what happens. I have a feeling we're gonna get one or the other between Josh Jacobs and J.K. Dobbins just because of the run that happened earlier. I think these guys are gonna have to start taking wide receivers. Like right here, Scan GG doesn't have a wide receiver. David Montgomery goes early, unfortunately. This is kind of an odd. This is an odd draft room so far, and I think it is because of that experience level. I think people are. I mean, we've talked about this before, but you really don't have to. You don't have to create super unique builds in these 12-team tournaments or in these 12-team leagues like you would have to in a tournament, because you're really just playing against the other 11 people. However, I think these guys are pretty good at constructing a roster that meshes well together, which, again, is the most important part. So I think that's why it's shaking out so weird here in these early rounds. Jerry Jeudy falls all the way to pick 49. That's a pretty good value. Patrick Mahomes, is that a fall? I think it's a fall for him too. Where is it? Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, 7-pick fall. That team's looking good. But we're feeling good as well. I have an idea of what we're gonna do here with the team construction and being at this later of the later round turn, being at pick 10. It's definitely a very different building strategy than it is when you have picks up here at the front, and I've been picking at the front a lot, so it feels very abnormal to me. Again, which is why you should go on Underdog Fantasy, sign up with FFX54, gets you some free money and practice, because even if you feel good, let's just say you felt good about your office league draft last year and you thought you killed it and you picked that pick 3, that's fine. That's great. Maybe you did kill it, but let's say you get pick 10 this year and you may not kill it because you have no experience with it. So just get in there and get some practice, because I can tell you from personal experience, getting that experience is super valuable. You can't learn it from reading articles and looking at posts. You have to just get in there and draft. We're on the clock. Pick 58. And I think what we're going to do is just not even risk it. We're just going to go Josh Jacobs. I think it's very crucial that we get him. And honestly, I prefer Darnell Mooney between these wide receivers, so I would love to take him if I can. But I think Josh Jacobs is more valuable to us. So we are going to reach on him and then see who falls to us. I'm looking right now to see when Devontae Smith is 69. Yeah, we won't get Devontae Smith. I was thinking about Devontae Smith, like setting up a Devontae Smith with the Jalen Hurts stack. But I don't know if that's going to happen. This draft room continues to value running backs, though, so we got to keep an eye on that. I'm glad we reached on Josh Jacobs because he would have definitely went. So I think that was a good move, and we may still get Darnell Mooney. And we do, yeah. So we get what we want. And what this does is this makes me feel extremely comfortable at wide receiver A, but also at quarterback, and getting some stacks that we like, because my plan for this draft is to punt quarterback into the later rounds and just really hammer in running backs because of the way this lobby's shaken out. And having Darnell Mooney, who is it? Jalen Waddle and CeeDee Lamb. I like the stack of Tua. I like the stack of Dak, and I like the stack of Justin Fields, all for their different reasons. We don't have to go through them, but I think it sets up multiple options, so we should be able to pull off definitely one, if not two, which I'll be happy with getting two of those three quarterbacks. We can start looking ahead. I know Tua goes around 135, so right there, boom. We know Dak goes right around 87. Justin Fields goes around 128. So we might get him. Like, we might be able to get Justin Fields and Tua at this turn. We'll have to wait and see, but I do like setting up multiple stack options with your higher receivers early on, with people that you think that, with quarterbacks that you think you'll be able to get, based on your pick. So yeah, I mean, with Phillip drafting AJ Dillon and Miles Sanders, he's saying exactly what we said earlier about Antonio Gibson and Elijah Mitchell. Even though their ADP was a lot higher, they're not it this year, guys. I'm telling you. Elijah Mitchell, I'm a little more okay with. I've drafted Elijah Mitchell in some of my drafts, so I'm okay with Elijah Mitchell. You might be able to sell me on him, but Antonio Gibson, just get out while you can. Just get out while you can. It's not worth it. It is not worth it, I promise you. Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady back-to-back for no apparent reason. I don't really know if this guy is... I mean, I guess it's a fine team. You're just not really setting up any stacks or any correlations. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad team. I just don't, I'm not in love with it. We're at pick 82. Let's start looking ahead to see where we're going to fall. Okay. Yeah, we have an idea what we're doing here. We have a plan. Maybe surprising. It's going to be a little bit of a reach, but being closer to the turn, sometimes you have to reach to get the players you want, and I feel good about the reaches I'm about to make, so just hang in there. TJ Hawkinson is a player I think his talent's there, but I'm pretty low on him, to be honest. I think there's way too many options in Detroit now that I'm not really looking to take him. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach on Dak Prescott right here, secure that quarterback one, and that means we can punt Justin Fields and Tua, and we should get one or the other. And either one's fine. I guess I prefer Tua, but I mean, not by much. So we're just hoping that our next guy makes it to us. Because if he doesn't, we might be forced to take TJ Hawkinson. I don't love the wide receivers in this range. So I'm not really rushing to take any of them. I do like... What's Phillip doing? He has 3 running backs, 3 receivers, takes Russell Wilson. Okay. As to be expected, because he has Cortland Sutton. He has 3 running backs, 3 decent running backs, so he might go TJ Hawkinson here, which would be fine with us. D Sim is really balanced, so who knows what he'll take. He might take our guy, actually. He might take our guy. He didn't. Okay, so we're going to go Kenneth Walker. I think he's a breakout candidate. Rashad Penny just can't stay on the field. So, and being that here, we'll go look at the big picture, but being that this draft lobby really values running backs, they're going off the board a lot earlier. So, look, Cordero Patterson also got reached on. They're reaching on running backs left and right. So, I'm not comfortable waiting for them to fall to my ADP, especially when we're on this turn and we have to wait so long. It's very unforgiving the closer you are to the turns. So I want to reach and make sure we're secure in that running back position before it gets too late. So on the next turn, we'll probably look to do another running back, and either a tight end or a wide receiver. And then the following turn, we're looking for either Tua or Justin Fields, and then we'll probably do tight end or receiver. That's the plan. Joe Burrow goes to Sweet Jimmy would have been feeling real good if Joe Burrow fell to him and Jamar Chase fell to him at 7. That would have been, if that was in a tournament, that would have been extremely unique, and he could have been looking at a lot of money. Because I do like his team, but I mean I still like his team. But if Joe Burrow fell to him, actually, would that have been a fall? Let's see. ADP is 69. He fell to 89. That would have been quite the fall. Wow, Sweet Jimmy was probably thinking about it, thinking he was about to pull that off. Okay. Trey Lance goes at 92, a little bit behind ADP, but that's okay. Robert Woods goes a little bit early, I believe, but still pretty standard. This room continues to value, oh my God, Jonathan Taylor, Patrick Mahomes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 receivers in a row, basically. Brother, I don't know. You might have wanted to grab a running back too. He's experienced, though, it says. He's experienced, so I guess he knows what he's doing. What does that mean? Does that mean you know what you're doing or no? Trojan, this helmet strikes fear. 5 battle. What? I don't think it's what he has, though. What's the shield, though? Can someone tell me what the shield does? I don't know what that does. Or what it means. Let's not miss our pick, though. We've done that before. Plenty. What did I say we were doing here? I forgot. Running back and tight end. We'll do like Dawson Knox and... having kind of an evil idea here. Oh, psych. Who are we betting on? Like, I'm so back and forth with James Cook and Chase Edmonds. Devin Singletary, I feel like I've seen enough with him. I don't think he's surprising us anytime soon, as far as production goes. But James Cook definitely could. We'll let fate decide, and we will go Dawson Knox. And we've talked about this a little bit before, but I do like to keep my team pretty balanced through like 9, 10 rounds, so that when value does fall to us, we can capitalize on it. Because I'll explain it again. If you are if you punt a position far, and I mean punt being your first 2 running backs, your first 3 receivers, your first quarterback, or your first tight end. If you punt that past 10 rounds, you're gonna have to draft players. Maybe like you have to draft 3 tight ends. Maybe you have to draft 3 quarterbacks. Or you'll just be chasing. Oh, you gotta be kidding! James Cook and Chase Edmonds goes. You might be chasing that position for the rest of the draft, is what I'm saying. So I do like to keep it pretty balanced. I don't love this pick, but that's okay. Because what's our next picks? I think it's 131 and 135. I do want to get that running back in there. I know I don't love Devin Singletary. He's on a hyper productive offense, so you may still get some points out of him on down weeks. And I would definitely prefer him over having a dead running back at running back 4. Like, what's a dead running back? Even like Michael Carter. Like, I don't think you're getting many weeks out of him, and especially in this draft lobby. And being that our second running back wasn't a top being that we didn't grab two in the top 3 rounds, our running back 2 is Josh Jacobs. I like to have kind of some supporting cast that will offer some better scores than what he'll give us. So I do want to lock that fourth running back position in early. I will punt the fifth option later. That's fine, but I do like. I think Ken Walker, Devin Singletary, and Josh Jacobs as a combination equal a running back 2 that you may have gotten in the first 3 rounds as far as average score goes. Not as far as ceiling goes, because you're not going to get that ceiling out of those players for the most part. Other than Ken Walker might surprise us, but probably not due to the productivity of the offense. I'll feel a little better about him if Jimmy Garoppolo ends up getting traded there, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I do think that those 3 will equal a running back 2. We're feeling pretty good about our wide receivers, but we do need to pick that draft rate up a little bit here soon. So we'll probably look to do Justin Fields or Tua and then get a wide receiver at this next turn. That is what we will end up doing. I hope this doesn't cut off the stream. Did that cut off the stream? I hope not. If someone's in here, say what's up, because it says I have an average view count of 31 minutes. I don't see you as a viewer, but if you're in here, say what's good. Maybe you can help us out a little bit here as far as what you like to do on these drafts. But that's going to be our plan. We're going to move forward with. We know we're picking one of the quarterbacks up, but I do think we are getting to the point where we need a 5th receiving option. So that's what we'll be looking for on this turn. Tight end is. I might even punt tight end and just grab 2 at the very end. I've been liking that because I have found some valuable options at the very late rounds. Just grabbing some wide receivers and running backs while they're still relevant, and then just punting tight end late if we already have a solid tight end 1 option. That's when I like to do that. Otherwise, probably not. Get a little sip of Mountain Dew. Sweet, sweet Mountain Dew. Okay. So our next pick isn't until 150 after this round. So, yeah, shit. Do we have any breakout candidates in wide receiver at this range? I think Johan Dotson is possible. I don't know, man. I'm kind of liking this is a range where I grab a lot of tight ends. What research we can do right now is we can go 1 quarterback. So DSIM has 1 quarterback. If Justin Fields and Tua are both available, I might try something a little spicy. Unless Jameson Williams falls, I think I'm gonna have to take him if he falls all the way down to us. I've been really liking Jameson Williams, and for whatever reason, he's fallen a lot lately, and I've been scooping him every time. I think the talent is phenomenal, and if he misses a couple of weeks, and whatever, I ain't worried about it. Who goes? Justin Fields does go. Okay, and Jameson Williams. So we are going to not risk it. We're going to take Tua now. Kind of the same deal. I just think that he's so much more important than what wide receiver or running back we get here. I definitely have my preferences. I would like to go Jamison Crowder, but Johan Dotson's fine. Devontae Parker's fine. I'm really fine with any of them. I think they all provide their spike week potentials. Robert Tonyan is kind of looking nice. But I like the wide receivers in this range a lot more than I do at the 150 range. So I think we're going to do that. How are we feeling about Juice Landry this year? Robert Tiny Goods anyways. He has been falling a lot, and I understand it. I think Michael Thomas is going to be back a lot earlier than what people originally thought. And Chris Olave is going to be really good. However, I don't know. I don't know if he's worth dropping. I mean, he's been dropping like 10, 15, 20 picks every single draft, it feels like. So I've been picking him up when I can. If he falls to me that far, I'm really not going to sit here and preach to you that I think he's going to have this crazy productive year. But if he's going to fall 15 picks behind ADP, I mean, I'll scoop him up. Devontae Parker, I really do think that could be a dark horse wide receiver pick just because Mac Jones is going to take a second step in his sophomore year. I think he proved that he's very capable mentally, and he'll continue to develop with Brian Belichick. Brian Belichick. Why does that sound wrong? Belichick. Yeah, no, it's not wrong. Why did it sound wrong to me? That just didn't sound right coming out of my mouth. I don't know. We're gonna look for some tight ends here on this next turn, I think. Some tight ends, maybe a fifth running back, but we really are free to pick who we want. So if a value falls, we will scoop that. If not, we'll stick to the plan and grab some tight ends. Or do I want to punt them like I said earlier? Let's do this. Let's look at tight ends. Hayden Hurst is one of those dark horse tight ends. Pick 180. Yeah, we're going to punt. We're going to grab a running back. I would like to find out one running back and one wide receiver that we're happy with. Sorry, I keep like hiccuping and burping and shit. I ate a Culver's burger, and man, if you don't know what Culver's is, we have them here in North Carolina. I don't know where else they are. Culver's cheeseburgers are so good. They're kind of like a Five Guys situation. Five Guys still better, but they're similar ideas. But man, you pay for it. You pay for it. That's for sure. Cole Kmet, I probably should have give a little more thought. Not for the reach, but I should have been looking to hope he made it to us. Maybe that was a pipe dream. Yeah, he went behind ADP anyway, so he would have never made it to us. I'm gonna turn the fan on. Corey Davis goes, we're trying to scheme and see who we're feeling like taking at the wide receiver position. It's not really feeling too great, to be honest. I'm not in love with any of these options. But I mean, Albert O falling to us. See, that's why we might want to be flexible here. I don't love the wide receivers, and I think we can get the running back I want. So maybe we just grab Albert O, stop at 2 tight ends, and that'll free us up later on in the draft. So, I mean, obviously I had the plan of grabbing Hayden Hurst, and the other tight end I was going to grab at my very last pick was going to be Braven Jordan. I think he's a really good pick because you can get him at the last pick almost every time, and I think he'll be as productive as people you're drafting up here in this range. Maybe not as productive, but maybe more like the Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett range. So I've been liking scooping him, but Alberto fell so far that I'm just going to take him. All right, I hope this guy doesn't take a running back. Nope. Okay, and we get our guy. So we're going to go Tyrion Davis-Price. I think there's a very large possibility that he starts for the San Francisco 49ers. I know that sounds odd because Elijah Mitchell, Kyle Shanahan came out and said, we're going with Elijah Mitchell, but I just don't buy it. They have had a new starter at running back every single year. So we'll take the bet on Tyrion Davis-Price. If anything happens to Elijah Mitchell, he's next up. I'll be right back, but enjoy the draft. I'll continue drafting. Give me 1 sec. All right, sorry about that. We had to check on the family real quick. Uh, anyways, we made it back. We are feeling good, better now. And I think we're gonna go double up on wide receiver here. That's the goal. Do we grab another running back? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers. Nah. We are gonna go probably all receivers from here on out. I think that's the move. We do have running backs falling to us in the later rounds. That's a result of the runs earlier on in the beginning of the draft. You're gonna see some of those fall to you. Shit, I mean, I don't ever take David Bell, but he fell pretty far. I'm not a fan because, if Robbie Anderson goes there, he'll take space. If Amari Cooper is going to take some targets, David Njoku they just paid, he'll take targets. They're a run-first team. We don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to, Deshaun Watson is probably going to be suspended for the beginning of the season, but we'll look at what draft or what pick he got picked at after we take someone here, because to be valued as high as he is as a rookie, in comparison to other rookies, he's got to be. Oh, you bitch! I was gonna get Will Fuller. 168. We're gonna go James Robinson. You could make the argument for OBJ, John Mechie. I mean, I know I'm punting wide receivers here, but I do feel really good about the wide receivers that we have. We grabbed 6 running backs in this build, which is fine because we can use one for a flex if 2 of them pop off. Maybe if I give up any of those picks, I probably would have given up Devin Singletary. Let's see where he drafted. Devin Singletary. I had him here. And I passed up like Chase Claypool and Michael Gallup. Yeah, I mean, maybe I would have been more comfortable if I had one of them. But I don't know if it was glaringly wrong to take him. I'm still fine with this team. I mean, I do feel really good about our beginning starting wide receivers. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be great. I think Jalen Waddle is going to be great. DJ Moore is going to be an absolute number 1 receiver. Darnell Mooney. I think Darnell Mooney could take a large step this year. Justin Fields is going to be a little bit better. Allen Robinson isn't there. Darnell Mooney, I think, is just a very good player. So I could definitely see him being like, I'm talking, when I say a large step, I'm talking top 10, top 12. I'll say top 12. I could see him being a top 12 wide receiver this year. And if you're getting that at pick 63, then shit. We can afford to punt wide receiver a little bit if that's how we feel about him. I would love to get OBJ. We're 9 picks away, so probably not. But I do like targeting OBJ. I really hope he doesn't end up going to, like, I've seen reports that he might go to the Bengals. I've seen reports that he might come back to the Rams. I hope he doesn't go back to either. I hope he goes to like Green Bay. I don't even know if I want him to come to our Ravens. I don't think he fits in. Ravens are a physical football team that runs. Like he's not trying to come in and block at this point of his career. Ravens don't really make sense for him. Now, Julio Jones, Ravens could make the pitch for him, but I would much rather see OBJ at Green Bay. I think that's a much better fit. Maybe he goes back to the Browns. Like if Deshaun Watson if he wasn't facing a suspension, maybe he would have considered going back to the Browns. So that could have been something. But I would hope. I've been drafting a lot of Odell Beckham Jr. He's probably my most drafted player. So I'm really hoping he goes to the Packers. I think is the best option, to be honest. Now, do I want that for a league? Maybe even for whatever. They're in the NFC. I'm a Ravens fan. I don't even know if I care if he goes to the Packers. That doesn't really affect me. I don't even know if it affects me if he goes to the Bengals, to be honest. I think the Bengals have 3 stud receivers. I mean, Tyler Boyd is a third option, and he could be our number 1 option, ours being the Ravens. So I think Tyler Boyd's amazing too. So I don't really think he even fits in Cincinnati. So if he went there, I wouldn't even feel that threatened because he'd be like a 4th option there. So whatever. But he does make it back to us, so we're going to take him. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And just hope that he goes to the Packers. Now, yeah, we got to go wide receiver. Got to go wide receiver. Bryan Edwards has been on my radar. I think that he could be pretty productive. Romeo Doubs has been having whispers of potentially taking over that vacant spot in Green Bay. He seems to be doing pretty well. So I have a guy in mind I would like to take other than him. But I have taken Romeo Doubs in a few leagues because I think there is that slight chance that he steps up and becomes Aaron Rodgers. Even if he becomes a second option, then he'll be all right. So is this our last pick? You got to be kidding me. Man, these things fly by. They're so fun. We will make this pick and then make our final pitch. Devin Duvernay, I get why you would want him because he is technically the wide receiver too. But I can tell you, I don't think he I think the Ravens start the season. Well, maybe even not even if they start the season with a new free agent or if they trade for someone. But I think at some point this season we bring someone else in, and once we do that, he's the fourth option at that point behind Andrews, Bateman, and whoever comes in. So I haven't been taking him as much. I have taken him in a few leagues, but I kind of throttled it back a little bit. But right now, we're going to go Laviska Shenault. I think that he is an extremely explosive player on an offense that will be better than they were last year. They gained some talent in Christian Kirk, but they also don't have Urban Meyer's, the worst coach in NFL history, coaching them anymore. So I think they will be a lot better. So I don't think he's going to be like this amazing wide receiver, but I do think that he will be. He'll have his weeks where he pops off. Now, one thing we forgot to do that we said we would is David Bell's draft profile, just to see where he was drafted. I think he was a 4th round pick. Okay, he's 3rd round, so that's respectable. I'm not. It's Zay Jones. Yeah, like I don't know. I just can't really get behind him. That's why I haven't been drafting him. But we'll see, I guess. I mean, he has potential, obviously, but that's why I haven't been drafting him. But the value that he fell to, 11 picks behind ADP, I figured might as well give him a shot. So we have our final team. Oh, the pitch, right. Sorry. Totally forgot. If you want to have as much fun as we just had, go to Underdog Fantasy, deposit anywhere from $10 to $100. Get that first deposit matched 100%. Get you some free money. Use code FFX54, FFX54. That will support the channel, takes nothing away from you, helps me out, gets me in a couple more drafts. And it's a scratch my back, I scratch your type of thing. So that's the pitch. Our final team that we ended up with was, and I do feel good about this team, and I think it all started with that CeeDee Lamb pick that I did in the 2nd round. This played out exactly how I want these drafts to play out when I pick him, and it's why he's so attractive to me in those early rounds because, A, I think he's going to be a solid wide receiver 1, and B, I feel comfortable with his quarterback, and I didn't have to take him till pick 82. So I feel really good about this team. We were able to punt quarterback kind of late, which allowed us to really stock up on some solid wide receivers and running backs. So we ended up with Najee Harris. Actually, we'll start with quarterback. Dak Prescott stacked with CeeDee Lamb and Tua stacked with Jalen Waddle. So our 2 quarterbacks are single stacked with our 2 top wide receivers. So we love that. We're comfortable with these quarterbacks. Both of them are breakout candidates. So we like that. Our running back room is very solid. Najee Harris and Josh Jacobs are very solid. Ken Walker can be a breakout. And then Devin Singletary, Tyrion Davis-Price, and James Robinson. They might give you your random spike weeks here and there that can be used either as flex or in position of that running back 2 spot. So we like that running back room. Our wide receiver room starts off strong, kind of fades off, gets a little weak towards the end, but you only have 3 of those scores count, and one of them is a flex. So I think CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, and DJ Moore, and Darnell Mooney, between the 4 of them, we'll have 3 solid scores we can count in the wide receiver options. And then if anyone behind them or including that one odd man out, Darnell Mooney, Jamison Crowder, David Bell, Odell, Laviska Shenault, they'll give us spike weeks that can be used for flex every once in a while. So I think it's what do I want to say? I think it's a different way of constructing the wide receiver room but I think it can work. And again, this is a learning process for me, so we're trying all these different methods out, and come the end of the season, we're gonna go back and analyze what we feel was the best strategy. Obviously, you're gonna have your players that just pop off and you weren't expecting. You can't really count that in because come next year, you're not gonna be able to guess that player. But there is a strategy that works common over and over again, and there's strategies that work better than others. So we're gonna figure that out. And when we're making these drafts, we're making them with very we're making them with thought, and we're not just throwing teams together based on ADP. We're making them with solid thought, solid plans, and we're gonna learn from that. And I think the majority of our teams have actually been pretty solid, especially as of late. So we ended it off with the tight ends being Dawson Knox and Albert O. Pretty simple. Not super excited, not super disappointed. I think it's fine. So this is an interesting team. It's probably not the best draft I've had, but I think it can be very solid. I think it can win us some money. So that's that. I'm going to go down, watch NBA Finals, tune in, watch Jason Tatum drop 40 points, take it to Game 7. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably be on doing another draft. We've been cranking these out, putting them up every single day except for last Saturday because I had a tattoo appointment. But we've been cranking them out. So come back tomorrow. We'll be streaming. We'll get another one of these in. Hopefully the puppy draft comes up here soon. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.